You know, music, Sydney, is very, very powerful. Music has a way of reaching both the heart and the mind. And if you can reach the heart, I think the mind will be taken care of.
Meet Reuben Kigame, a renowned Christian musician from Kenya whose songs touch and inspire thousands in Africa. And what truly makes him unique is the fact he's blind. During his visit to Pittsburgh, Kigame stopped by our studios to share his God story.
I became blind when I was 3 years old from a cataract, and I was way back in the 60s.
Kigame says growing up, he knew his blindness made him different, and that reality caused him to question God.
Slowly, I began to realize that I was disadvantaged, and of course, my questions began to emerge, you know. I thought if there is a God, then he must have favorites, and I knew I was not one of them.
But one message changed his life forever.
The preacher was pulling out John 3:16. I had heard the verse before, but this time around, John 3:16 had a new word that hit me very hard, like a cannon blast. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, so that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. That little word, whosoever, is what really hit me. I had thought God, you know, had segregation. He liked some people and he didn't like me. But here was that word, whosoever. It meant that anyone, you know, could be saved. Anyone could have a relationship with him.
From that point on, Kigame's life and music would never be the same.
When I became a Christian, my life, you know, just took on a totally new perspective. I could now find that scripture, you know, made sense, especially the way it was put to song through the hymns and all the wonderful Christian songs. And I just realized that the Christian songs had more meaning than the kind of songs I used to do. And to this day, I still write music as a hobby, but my focus and passion is really to write worship songs and songs that build other people.
His music is so inspiring. He won one of Africa's Groove Awards for Worship Song of the Year. The message behind Kigame's melodies have transformed the hearts of his listeners.
We go out and we do concerts, and sometimes you have college students or high school students running to the altar wanting to give their lives to Christ. I have had testimonies written on my YouTube page that have so moved my heart. You know, someone listens to a song and writes to me and says, could you pray with me to become a Christian? And I mean, I never knew that God would use social media that way.
Kigame hopes his gift of music will always point people to this truth.
Your only hope is in God, because he's the one who made you. He's the one who knows your future. He knows the plans he has for you. If you live your life without Jesus in this life, you're bound to be disappointed. You can take that to the bank. Nauliza, hebu nambie.